So I got to tell you, this is a fascinating story. J-Lo and A-Rod are angling to buy the New York Mets. And there is a big story behind this.
Yeah, they are. They're not just angling. I mean, they are in the process of putting the money together, and it's going to take a lot of money to buy the Mets. And there is some dispute about how much they will pay or should pay for the team. There was an offer for the team that was 2.4 or 2.6 billion. What was it?
$2.6 billion.
2.6 billion.
Billion.
Now that deal fell.
Billion.
Yeah, billion. Now that deal fell apart back in February. So now here comes A-Rod and J-Lo swooping in and trying to take this team. Now this is surprising for a couple of reasons. A-Rod was a Yankee. J-Lo is from the Bronx. She is a Yankees fan, a diehard Yankees fan. So now they're going to go try and buy the crosstown rival?
I got answers. I got answers. So
all right.
There are people, celebrities, who sometimes buy teams for vanity purposes. And you could make the argument that they are candidates for that. But we are told by people in the know that this is a business decision, primarily a business decision of A-Rod's, because he has been eyeing this actually for a while. And that A-Rod, this is so interesting. The way it was put to me is A-Rod's strength is also his weakness. He's not really a person with deep knowledge of business. He is a businessman, but when it comes to running a huge organization, he knows it is best left to people who have backgrounds in it. He knows that, and that's what he would do if he buys it. But he is doing this because he feels the Mets have been mismanaged, that there is only upside in buying it if the price is right. J-Lo is on board with this. They are not putting up a lot of money, relatively speaking. I can't give you the exact amount, but I'm told, that this is going to be minimum 1.5 billion. We'll get into that in a minute. They are not going to put in anywhere near that. They may put in, and again, this is the buzz on people who are kind of involved, around 25 to 50 million-ish. And then they're looking for investors who will come up with 25 to 50 each, and then maybe get financing for the rest. But that's the plan. But this is a business move, not a vanity move.
And that amount of money, that's consistent with what we've seen people like Derek Jeter do. Derek Jeter put in a relatively small amount of money for the Marlins, and he became the face of the franchise. I think being a guy who's from that area and a Yankee fan, there's a weird dynamic. The Mets have always been like the stepbrother, not as important, right, not as cool as the Yankees. And I think that A-Rod and J-Lo, I think that they would make the Mets cool. I think that would be very important. I think people might, change the way they look at the Mets if you had two superstars like that running the organization. I think this is a great thing for the franchise.
Well, Babcock, they're not going to run the organization. I mean, you're right, they'll be the face of the organization, and that does make them cool.
And Charles, though, that's something that one of the things I was told is that A-Rod, he is a people manager, not a businessman, but a people manager. He's good with people, and he is. But the point is that what I'm told is he may want to kind of get involved in the players, helping the players along.
Well, he's definitely going to want to do that.
So here's the sticking point, that there was an offer, as they said, of around 2.6 billion, which fell apart. And, there are people who have offered, abstractly a lot of money, but that doesn't mean the team is automatically worth that, because some people will overpay. What I'm told is that there are some people who believe this team, it would be a good buy at $1.5 billion. I know these are crazy numbers, but when you look at the Yankees, which is more than $4 billion, that's kind of relatively speaking a bargain, right?
It's definitely a bargain. And I think the team, I thought there was a valuation of the team at like $2 billion or maybe $2.1 billion. So if he could get it for 1.5, absolutely. I mean, maybe it sounds ridiculous to say 1.5 billion is a great discount, but it would be. I just don't know if he can get it at that price. So it's probably going to be closer to 2.
Charles, the world is different right now. There are no games being played. So if there were ever a time to do something like this for him, it would be now.
Hi, this is Dana, and I'm from Trenton, New Jersey, and I wanted to comment on A-Rod and J-Lo. Hey, I'm all for it. I hope they get the funding and be able to buy the team. That'll be a great look. And hey, don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm just Jenny from the block.
Well, which block?
Oh, you think that's going to take the place of
Queens?
And maybe she's saying that'll be the song for the 7th inning stretch.
Yeah.
And maybe it will, by the way. Maybe it will.
Could be.